In the kingdom of Varith, there lived a young man named Darian. Born into slavery, Darian's life was filled with hard labor, suffering, and constant commands. The cruel king, Marak, ruled the land with an iron fist. The slaves were treated harshly, beaten and forced to obey without question. Many slaves, both men and women, were treated terribly by the king and the nobles, but Darian was different. Even though he was a slave, he believed deep inside that he was meant for something greater. Every night, as he lay under the stars, he would whisper to himself, "I am more than these chains. I will not stay a slave forever." In Varith, there were more slaves than nobles, yet the slaves were powerless. They worked in the fields, cleaned the palaces, and did everything the nobles demanded. They were often beaten and treated badly. Despite this, many slaves had lost hope, believing their lives would never change. Darian, however, refused to give up. He watched the other slaves, their tired faces, and he felt anger growing inside him. "We are stronger than they think," he thought. One day, Darian decided that it was time to change things. He gathered a small group of trusted slaves and spoke to them in secret. "We outnumber the nobles," he said. "I know how to fight. I will teach you how to defend yourselves. Together, we can take back our freedom." The other slaves were nervous at first. They had been beaten down for so long that they didn't believe they could win. But Darian's words gave them hope. Darian, who had once been a fighter in his old village, taught them how to fight, how to defend themselves, and how to work together as a team. They used sticks and stones to practice, hiding their training from the nobles. Each night, when the nobles slept, Darian and his small group grew stronger. "We must be smart," Darian said. "We cannot face them head-on." Months passed, and Darian's group grew larger. More and more slaves joined. "Tonight, we fight," Darian said. "We will take the palace by surprise." The night was quiet as Darian and his followers moved through the shadows. They had learned the palace's weaknesses during their time as slaves, and now they used that knowledge to their advantage. Silently, they made their way to the palace gates, where the guards were sleeping, unaware of the danger that was approaching. Darian's group quickly overpowered the guards, using the element of surprise. They moved swiftly through the palace, taking down one group of soldiers after another. The nobles were caught completely off guard, waking up to find that the slaves, who they had thought were powerless, had taken control. As Darian and his group reached the throne room, they found King Marak trembling in fear. The once mighty ruler, who had treated the slaves so cruelly, now begged for mercy. "Please, spare me," the king cried. But Darian looked at him and said, "You showed us no mercy. Your reign is over." With the king defeated, the palace fell silent. The slaves, once beaten down and hopeless, stood tall as free men and women. The people of Varith, seeing Darian's courage and strength, looked to him as their new leader. Darian, the young man who had been born a slave, was crowned the new king of Varith. He ruled with fairness and kindness, ensuring that no one would ever live in chains again. As he stood before his people, Darian said, "Our past does not define us. We are stronger than the chains that held us. We choose our own future." Darian's story teaches us that no matter where we come from, we can rise above our circumstances if we believe in ourselves. Your background doesn't define your future. With courage, strength, and a smart plan, we can overcome even the toughest challenges.